Pastor Art. Thank you, Amen, Pastor Art. I love you, Pastor Art. Marjana Pawlowski. Save Canada. Save Canada. Save Canada. Jason Alexander. Big Red. Okay, I'm gonna share it on Facebook.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready. Look for Joe, do this, run fucking around fucking 2,000 miles. Pastor, convoy. Right, King. Yeah. By Destiny players, I can't play no more. Don't have time. Convoy.
This was the day I was arrested, so I have read this one.
Okay. Do you want to have a...
Yes. Yeah, I didn't review it at the time, but I've seen it now since.
And I take it, do you agree with those statements therein?
I do, yes.
Okay, thank you. And I also understand that with respect to the daily security briefings, the one that we looked at earlier, you weren't involved in drafting any of these?
I was not, no.
And I take it you didn't review any of them before they were sent out?
No, sir.
All right. Now, with respect to the mandates, and I just want to touch on that briefly, can you tell the commission about how the mandates impacted your children, other than what you already have with respect to your daughter's clarinet story?
Well, I've got a 19-year-old son, Jonathan. He was 18 at the time. he's refused to get the vaccine. He's been around people with COVID multiple times, and he's yet to catch it for some reason. So he's going off his natural immunity. He's a fairly strong-willed guy. I don't know where he gets that from. He refuses to get it, and I stand behind him on that.
Okay. And what else? Anything else other than what you've already said?
My parents, my father received his second dose of his, and it could be together or not, his gallbladder quit working on him. And I watched my father deteriorate quite badly. He's fine now, but still, you lose that body mass. You don't seem to get it back at 70 years old. So.
Okay. Now, I want to move on from that and talk about some of the moving of the trucks. I understand at some point in the protest in Ottawa...
Oh! Hey, convoy guys! Fucking! What's up?
...out of the city to a remote camp.
Yes.
When was that?
February 7th is my best recollection.
And is it true that when you were trying to leave downtown Ottawa that the police roadblocks made it very hard for you to leave?
It was very tricky, yes. There was roadblocks everywhere.
So can you describe for the commission your initial moving your truck and trying to get out of downtown Ottawa and just sort of walk us through a time here?
It was February 7th, I believe. I was parking for the Supreme Court, so... and I still didn't really know my way around Ottawa that well at that time, so I remember going down whatever street would have been near there, Lion or somewhere in there. It was tough. It was hard to navigate your way back out of there and then make sure you were on the right street that was heading the right direction. So eventually I made my way out of the city. It was tough.
And how did you get past the barricades and the blockades?
You had to get a police approval to move every single barricade. There was a police car. There was, when we first arrived in Ottawa, the city officials used payloaders, graders, and trucks to blockade the streets for safety concerns or whatever it was they did. And then when the snowfall came, the first snowfall came, I remember they removed all that and they replaced them with concrete barriers, and then a police car would sit at each barrier in the center.
Ooh, digital prison. Hey, who else is like that?
Foster Arch. Was there any incidents of any of the truckers and protesters trying to leave?
Foster Arch.
No.
Foster Arch.
If somebody
Foster Arch.
we would
Foster Arch.
facilitate that. No
Foster
matter
Arch.
what.
Foster Arch.
Is with respect
Foster
to
Arch.
police barricades.
Oh. No, it was
Foster
his
Arch.
job to get somebody out of the city, but nobody ever was.
Foster Arch.
It wasn't forced to stay, if you're meaning that.
Foster Arch.
And
Foster Arch.
with respect to you
Go,
walking
convoy
the
guys.
protest, what did you see?
Life changing. Yeah, it was amazing. There was so much. Grown men crying on your shoulder, women crying on your shoulder, grandmas, grandpas, you name it, kids. It was really, it is an experience unforgettable.
Is there anything notable do you remember of who you spoke to?
Who I didn't speak to. It was everybody. You couldn't remember Mr. Marazzo and I went for a walk and Mr. Wilson, and it was like
Okay.
Mr. Wilson was walking on the street with Pink Jagger, he said, because no matter where you went, there was somebody wanting to stop and talk with you. It was a lot of love.
And can you tell us about the efforts to move the trucks on Monday, February 14th?
Frustrating. We had all those trucks ready to go, 7 o'clock in the morning. We'd spoke with them the night before on the Sunday. We had the streets lined up. We had everybody all placed. We had organized trucks to come. I don't remember the block. It was right in front of Parliament on pretty much on West Block. We were able to we get them all organized, all warmed up, and then we couldn't get anybody to
Barbara, I love you, guy. I love you, Barbara.
You could tell
I love you, Barbara.
messages with Kim that it was frustrating. We were ready to go, and we were deprived of time to get things going.
So at that point in time, the police blockaded you from leaving, even though you were trying to leave.
We were trying to, I don't know if the trucks leaving had as much trouble as the trucks trying to get up onto Wellington. That was what my focus was. My focus was only getting the trucks onto Wellington. Other guys looked after the ones that wanted to leave the city.
So from where the trucks were parked, did the police move the barricades to allow you out?
I'm assuming so. I didn't take part in the actual leaving. Like I said, my focus was trucks on Wellington.
Okay, so you were up at Wellington at that time and you weren't down where the trucks were trying to get out.
Yes.
And I understand during that time that you were able to get approximately 100 trucks and protest vehicles to leave downtown residential areas, which included 40 semi-trucks, of which 23 went up to Wellington. Is that fair?
Yes.
And you were aware that the vehicles that left downtown and did not go up to Wellington, they were either went home or they went out to a base camp in Arnprior or Enburn. Is that fair?
Yes.
And so you had cleared out 2 blocks on Albert Street and from some other streets. Is that about right?
Mikey, you on
At the time
today?
we were allotted,
You're gonna answer a bunch today, fucking Mikey.
we had plans to
Mikey?
clear out more.
Just hold on a minute, yes.
Mikey, you on today?
Did not object initially, but did you understand?
Mikey.
the rules?
Oh, Mikey. Oh, he might be on, fucking. I don't know. Hey, Misty, we.
Several conditions. This is a matter of some intention. So I would just ask you these questions, rephrase them in a
Sure.
fashion.
So I thought a problem.
What's wrong?
Alex says, God, come, we need you. We want you. When
That's right.
America
Oh,
reached that kind of a level of oppression, when the people will
I'm naughty.
Ground control to Major Tom. We took our first steps, brave steps, bold steps in 2001, accomplishing the extraordinary. Today, we lead in pediatric organ transplants and many other specializations. Now imagine the possibilities in a space of our own. Help us launch the new Stollery Children's Hospital with no bounds to what we'll accomplish next.
Oh, Conroy. Oh,
protected, but they don't have the baton.
Oh,
They don't have
it's
the
hard.
helmets on, and they had some success in clearing some ground. But based on the behaviors of the demonstrators yesterday, commanders obviously went back and revisited the strategy, and today decided to take a more postured approach to send a clear message that they are moving quicker today. So you see batons, helmets for frontline police officers moving the crowds back. You're seeing them, from what I can estimate now, they have gained control of Wellington Street, which I'm sure was probably one of their key objectives, is to secure Wellington Street and start searching all those vehicles and taking those away. Now you've got them pretty well on O'Connor Street, and they will always have the opportunity to leave the area safely. But at some point in time, if you don't want to displace the protest to another part of the downtown core, you want it to end. That is their objective, is to finish this and have people leave or have people arrested. So that's probably what they're thinking about now is, okay, so what's our next? We've got them off Wellington Street. They're down on O'Connor now. I keep pushing it back, but at some point in time, you don't want that area now to be the center of protest. So how do we end this?
And for people, again, who don't know the nation's capital, O'Connor Street does run right between the Museum of Nature right up to Parliament Hill, but a few blocks south of Parliament Hill, it becomes a residential neighborhood. So as they're moving them south, will there be a line that is awaiting to arrest them, or are they hoping to disperse by the sides? What exactly is the strategy here? Because they are, if they continue to move further south in O'Connor, going into far more residential areas.
Well, there is a perimeter that has been established in the downtown core, and I would expect they won't be allowed to leave that area there. So as more demonstrators decide to leave of their own volition, which is a good thing, the numbers should reduce. But there'll be a core group, no question, that will want to remain, and at some point in time, not necessarily today, but at some point in time, they will be arrested and taken into custody. Because the objective is clearly stated by the audit officers and their partners is this will end. And this will end with arrests or you leave. There's only the two options.
I don't have a lot of time here, but I will come back to you a little later in the program, Mr. Borlo. But I do want to ask very quickly, because as we watch what is happening in Parliament Hill, the political debate in the background has to do with the Emergencies Act. Was the Emergencies Act necessary to bring us to this point where police are now breaking up this protest that has occupied Wellington Street and parts of downtown Ottawa for 3 weeks now?
So there's some tools in there that
Things happen here, but no one really talks about it.
police services have been using. If you look at the exterior perimeter that has been established with the
Okay,
over
we're gonna
100
sit in my
checkpoints.
gaming chair. We're gonna enjoy you guys fucking talk about convoy. There's nothing better to do. Fucking freeze here. Fucking goddamn it.
Protesting. That lawful authority did not exist before. You couldn't turn away individuals coming to the city to democratically protest. Now they have the ability to actually turn away those individuals, which has substantially reduced the crowds that we have seen come into Ottawa over the past couple of weekends, which has been problematic.
Charles Bordelot, thank you. We will speak again as we look one more time at the scene on Wellington Street, just south of the Parliament Hill complex. You see there the police line, and perhaps more importantly, you see there a group of police holding down what seems to be a protester, which must be a protester, who, as they try to move people away from Parliament Hill, and as we have been speaking about with Mr. Bordelot, south on O'Connor Street, away from the Hill complex itself.
Now you took away Bill C9, bitch.
I
You
also
fucking
want to
bitch,
bring in,
kurva.
though, as we speak to our reporters on the
You
ground,
fucking
I want to
kurva,
bring in,
bitch.
Thomas
Fuck you,
Day
bitch.
once again. Thomas, again, describe for us where you are in relation to O'Connor and Wellington. What's happening around you right now, please?
Stewart Street and O'Connor. We're just a block away from Wellington and the Parliament buildings, and as you can see, there's lots of protesters who've been pushed off Wellington, who are camped out here, waiting to see what the police are going to do next. I just want to direct your attention to the side streets, if we could just take a step and show you that people can come and go sort of as they wish, despite lots of reporting around the 100 or so checkpoints that police installed here in downtown Ottawa over the past couple
When
of
Becky,
days.
you got arrested? Why?
Free to
Oh yeah, free speech. Yeah, I forgot. Fucking free speech. Yeah, doesn't exist.
until we get to the
Fuck all.
police line. So that's why you're actually seeing the crowd numbers actually grow as people see.
You got arrested for free speech.
Join the crowd and show their support for those who've been camped out here for more than 3 weeks.
You got arrested for free speech, and this Daniel Smith bitch is a fucking crook.
There are probably a couple hundred protesters at this intersection here that is obviously closed to traffic, but people are free to come and go as they wish. Police are not pushing back protesters from this area, but they have made clear, if you heard the press conference from the interim chief of police yesterday, that they didn't want this weekend to look like the previous weekends where there were big parties here in downtown. But they say they're going to take back these streets for the community. But as you can see, David was reporting on many people live streaming, and that's what we're seeing here as well.
Honk, honk.
The reporting of journalists who are here on the scene. But that's been the atmosphere here for the past few days, certainly, and indeed colleagues who've been here for the past 3 weeks would say it's what they've seen. If you were just sort of happening upon the scene, it just seems like a very calm sort of group of people hanging out. Whereas realistically, if you're just a block away, you see the pushing back from police and this gentleman trying to block our shot, showing a copy of what appears to what is apparently the Canadian Bill of Rights. People have been showing this document. Someone's been clearly photocopying it and handing it out to protesters today as they try to.
He's there, Polly Ray in the back. You fucking.
Welcome to Inside Politics with Kevin Klein. Beyond the headlines, beyond the story. Straight facts, sharp analysis, and common sense conversation you won't hear anywhere else. Let's get started.
Hi, I'm Kevin Klein. Welcome to another edition of Inside Politics. And as always, I am joined by two.
He's there, Polly Ray in the back.
I want to start off right away with the news that hit late last night or early last night of another member of the CPC party crossing the fort, leaving Pierre Poilievre and going over to the Mark Carney team. So Mark Carney now, if you keep track, is one away
a hate crime hoax. If it had been real, I just keep saying, if that had been a real hate crime, we'd still be hearing about it today. If it were a conservative that had faked a hate crime, we'd still be hearing about it today. But it's, politics ruins everything, isn't it? But Arthur, and then they wonder why churches are burning in Canada, which they don't report on until they have to, because America now would start picking up on the rash of church arsons in Canada. I know you gave a public speech about it, so I'm only asking what I know that you've already mentioned. The bribery.
Lawrence is going to be appealing the conviction, right? And alongside that, he's going to be making.
See you, Tom. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no, thanks. I hope you.
Welcome to House Arrest with Chris and Tamara.
Are we calling it that? We should call it that.
You should call it house arrest.
Actually, it's a kinder, gentler justice system now, so now we call it community incarceration.
Every grade.
We want God. We want God because communists and socialists are anti-God devils. So the Polish people did it the right way. Americans, you must do this the right way. You must bring God back into.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this Thursday's episode of House Arrest. We have special guest Vern Buchert and Ben Hogg joining Chris and myself tonight. As you can see, Chris is not here yet. He is running a little bit late. So you're stuck with me for an update for a few minutes. And I hope you guys are all doing really, really well.
Nope.
What a video. You probably saw me getting a little bit choked up. That's if you haven't seen Unacceptable by Ben, you really got to watch it. He did such an amazing job, and it's such beautiful footage to rewatch. I find it really, really touching. So sorry for getting choked up, but it's who I am. So how are you guys doing tonight? Let's see, Stettler, Alberta, welcome, Stettler. Hi, Jeffrey. Thanks for joining us tonight, you guys. Yeah, certainly did. Certainly did. Bonsoir, Christine. I had my 4th French lesson today, so
Bonsoir.
progress is being made. Slow but sure. Gibson's. All right.
Bonjour.
Welcome, you guys. Oh, getting people in there. All right, Chris just popped in. Okay, hang on 1 second. I'll bring him on here. Mr. Barber. There he is.
4 minutes late.
Buddy, you're fired.
The truck is literally just cooling down in the driveway. Sorry about that, everyone.
Oh, no problem. We had a few minutes. I just played that clip for Unacceptable.
Yeah, it's good, Barber. Take your time, fucker. We got 5 years.
Had a little shed a tear here on on our live stream, but I decided to compose myself. How was your day?
It was very busy. I was towing this morning with the truck with the hitch and everything on, and I went to trailers this afternoon and just loaded a fertilizer floater for a young lad just outside of Swift Current in the dark, and just pulled in more trucking first thing in the morning. I didn't quite get done what I expected to today, but it doesn't mean it wasn't busy. So.
How's your? My day was crazy. My whole week has been crazy. I'm learning that there's a lot more to doing a podcast and a live stream than just popping yourself in front of a camera. So I've spent the last few days, trying to figure out. My technological skills are out the window. There was a time, I've said this before, where I felt like I was extremely technologically inclined, but those days are long gone. So, I'm learning how to do things like clipping videos and clipping audio and all that kind of stuff.
Nobody can see what Tamara and I see here, but there's a whole list of stuff, and I can tell you it is full on this side because of what Tamara's working on, and I am not part of that part. I've been so busy the last little while, I might follow you.
You just have to figure it out for when the baby comes, because when my grandbaby comes, I might be gone for a week, but depending on the day that she's born, take all my stuff with me, obviously, so. Thank you.
Good
morning, Sean. I did great. What's that, Chris?
I said they'd have to sit and listen to me the whole time? That's not going to be fair.
Oh, man, come on. It's hard to get a microphone out of your face sometimes.
Right?
I have to tell Chris about that because literally, he's always the guy that I'm not talking, I'm not saying anything, I'll stand beside you in support. And that's why you'll always see pictures of me with Chris Barber's chest.
Yep.
Because he stands beside me for support.
But I've gotten better at that. I guess I've matured a little bit. If anybody could say that.
Oh, more protests coming.
And any updates from your probation officer this week?
Well, a little bit of trouble. I think one of the biggest things I'm dealing with right now is the scheduling, and because we're on 24-hour house curfew, I'm allowed to work, but everything's got to be on schedule. So I have to plan out my week in advance, and I can tell you that is becoming really, really, really hard. We've had some troubles in the last little while here. We've had some guys that, weren't on the schedule that they're supposed to, so therefore, it's been tricky. So an email and a harsh phone call this morning, trying to explain each other's stories, and I understand there's rules that need to be followed, and I'm doing my best to follow that, but my business runs on minute by minute, and my plans change 15 times a day. It's really, really, really hard to try and cancel that out a week in advance. So we've got it down to twice a week, but that's still the load I was supposed to do tomorrow morning is now canceled because of the shop won't be ready. So now I have to rework it and re-email the change of plans, and just before I get that order, I have to get an email saying what my schedule is before I can leave. So.
Yeah, you have a very tricky type of job for probationary or house arrest measures. Your day could change on a dime, really, right?
Yes, yeah, and I explained that to her this morning, and she has a job to do, so she has protocol that she has to follow, and I completely understand that. It just really complicates things. So, and I said it's a burden for me to have to email 5 times a day saying, this load just got canceled. What are we going to do in the wintertime? Combines and tractors won't start, and I'm stuck in farmyards longer. Sometimes you get stuck in a snowstorm overnight. So just working through that.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Well, I got a glowing review from my probation officer today.
Good.
I don't know if you saw I posted earlier, but she's completed my case review and deemed that I can switch my weekly check-ins to bi-weekly now. And if I'm still a good girl and I stay a good girl, in about 6 months they're going to reassess again, and then I could get to monthly or bi-monthly check-ins with my probation officer. So that's good. We made some progress today, and I feel like not that she's going to be helpful, but I feel like she's not going to work against me, and that she's willing to just try and work with me. So it's just a lot of mutual respect with things. And honestly, these people got to get a chance to sort of feel us out and see what the technical.
I think that's the big thing, yeah. We're not the big dangerous criminals, are we? That's everybody in the media has made us out to be. So
Well, that depends on who you follow on Twitter, my friend. We got some mean tweets coming up for you later on today, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I got some doozies for you today. You're gonna laugh your butts off. That's gonna become my favorite part. I think I did get one of yours uploaded, Chris. I don't think I got the other ones up yet.
Okay, I got a few here. What did I do with my phone?
Excellent. Yeah.
I have to mute this thing before it starts going off because it's been a busy day. I see there's lots of comments here going so far. Hi, everybody. I see the names of the towns coming in. I love seeing that. It's nice to see so many people from across the whole country and even the U.S. And we've seen stuff from overseas, too. That's pretty cool.
Yes, it is very cool. Okay, so I got just a couple of things I wanted to chat about real quickly. First of all, I wanted to do a shout out again to Ruby Kennedy, who's modding our chat. Say hi, Ruby. I saw you pop up a little while ago, but
Hi,
thanks
Ruby.
a lot. What you guys don't know is that she actually handled the Facebook when I was blocked from it, the Facebook page. She's done a lot of writing and a lot of articles. She's always, anytime I call on Ruby, she's right there to help me with anything I need, and it's so appreciated. We are looking for a couple more mods to help her out, so if you're interested or you want to be a mod on Facebook or X or YouTube, well, I guess Ruby's got the YouTube, just let me know. Send me a message. We have an email address I wanted to post here, so if you guys have any, I see Bern and Ben are just getting in there.
Nice.
So if you have any emails, suggestions, comments, questions, hate mail, you can email us at 18house.arrest@gmail.com. That's for questions, compliments, concerns, suggestions, or hate mail. Yeah, we're going to, we'll do a segment on mean emails after.
Oh, I got some nasty ones there. I see Jim Cox is in the comments here from Red Deer. Jim, I hope you look over the shoulder here and you see that calendar on the wall. That is your calendar with the 24 mod that you have, that you race, and the big red banner is on the back quarter panel of it. Jim, that thing is there for a purpose. So it's good to see you in the comments, buddy.
Isaac, keep on trucking, buddy. Stanley, New Brunswick, headed to Winnipeg. Wow, that's quite a drive.
We'll be trucking up High Pot, Saskatchewan tomorrow, and then up to Cabri, and then out to Current, and then up to Dinsmore, and then out to Patricia, Alberta. There's my schedule for
You're
tomorrow.
so lucky. You know where I get to go tomorrow? That makes it so to the food bank. So many different people.
Can I get there with Big Red, or just grab a bite there maybe on my way through? I'll be through by the sometime.
That's your probation officer.
Yeah,
That's your
sure.
probation officer.
I got a fire meeting tomorrow night.
I'm loving my community. You know, it's really fun to be down there. Of course, with me learning French, I mean, I must look hilarious back there because when I'm working in the warehouse, I'm grabbing, you know, food and this is something that every person that comes whatever, putting it where it belongs and reading all the labels out in French.
Oh,
so
nice.
I can try to. Yeah.
The future
6
prime
months, I
minister of
don't
Canada, everyone, Mr. Marlich.
Never say never. I guess I can take that off now. And there's also one more thing I wanted to bring up was our good friend Chaba is having a fundraiser this weekend in, what's it, Beamsville. I've never heard of Beamsville, Ontario. I'm not sure where that is, but this is most likely a group of our friends that are hosting this for him, so I assume it's down in the Niagara region somewhere, but please correct me if I'm wrong. Chaba, as you know, had his charges dropped finally after 3.5 years of lawfare, and so he's free and clear as far as his charges go. However, he does have some legal fees that he still has to cover, and so they're going to do this fundraiser for him on Saturday in Beamsville. As you can see here, you can RSVP. Ticket info is at niagaralocal10-4.com. So I'll try to remember to post that again later.
So
That's the
Beamsville
Saturday.
is just southeast of Grimsby, Ontario, in the Niagara region, as you said, just west of St. Catharines.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet you. No, I can't make it to this one. However, I will say I've had the absolute honor of playing with this band before when we did a fundraiser for Jay. Remember that in Niagara? And So Full Millennium was the band that I went and jammed with, and we did a show to raise money for Jay's legal fees too. So great band, just so much fun to watch. I can't wait for the opportunity to play with those guys again.
Nice.
So hopefully you guys can't hear all the banging upstairs. My grandsons are home and my youngest. I just had to quickly, before we went live, run upstairs and ask him to stop driving his whole car around because it sounded like an earthquake down there. So let me know if it does get louder. It's too distracting. So without further ado, I've got a clip here that I want to play, and then we are going to bring on Ben and Vern. So hang on one second.
It is affected by this in some way, and it's all negative. So my swamper and I are both from the Peace region, Fort St. John, British Columbia, northeastern British Columbia. I had to reset my odometer, so I don't have exact kilometers, but I've been telling people 4,300 kilometers from home right now. Long way from my kids. Miss them. They're all not feeling very well right now, but at the same time, every mile is a bit easier every mile, I wouldn't say easier, but we've had the encouragement to keep going every kilometer because there's been so much support in every step of the way. Most of us wouldn't be here if we didn't have a support network back home who believes in this cause. Most of us wouldn't be here if we didn't have wives at home who are 110% behind us. So thank you to Heidi and my kids. My kids are happy I'm here. My 10-year-old is like, finally, we're doing something. That was his take on this. He's just so tired of hearing us talk about COVID and about all the mandates and how tired we are of stuff. And he's excited that Dad's here, even though we miss each other, right? So we couldn't be here without a support network. And without people back home praying for us, and people back home cheering us on and sharing this and building that sign that you guys see behind you and doing the lettering and filling my tanks and on and on. It's never ending, and every guy here has a story like that. Well, somebody you'll see on